the city sleeps, the Mafia wakes up. Hi, my gaming name is Godmother and I'm here to teach you classic Mafia. Mafia is a psychological game which combines logic, intuition, strategy and social interaction. One game usually lasts no more than 20 minutes, giving everyone a chance to try different roles and uncover the secrets of others. There are two main types of Mafia. City Mafia, a more relaxed version of the game with additional roles such as Maniac, Doctor and others, and Classic Mafia, the one we will be discussing, is the basis for books and international championships. The game always has 10 players divided into specific roles. 6 players receive a civilian card, 1 player receives the sheriff card, 2 players receive a mafia card, and 1 player receives the don card. This creates 2 competing teams. 7 players are the red team, 6 civilians plus 1 sheriff, and 3 players are the black team, 2 Mafia and 1 Don. In Mafia, there are 2 repeating phases, day and night. The civilians win when no Mafia members are left in the city. The Mafia win when their numbers equal the number of civilians. The host is the biggest helper for beginners at the table. However, you cannot ask them direct questions. Carefully listening what they are saying is enough. Every night, players put on their masks and sit in their game positions. The host plays loud music. Zero night. The host wakes up each player individually and lets them blindly pick a card. The player memorizes their role and goes back to sleep. Once all roles are assigned, the host announces, "The Mafia wakes up." Players with Mafia or Don cards remove their masks and recognize each other. All communication is done by gestures. They have 1 minute for their actions. The Don signals their authority by pointing to imaginary ring and chooses who the Mafia will target for the next 3 nights. The Don selects 3 targets in order using their fingers to indicate player's number. For example, if we choose to eliminate player number 3, 10 and 6, the Mafia must remember the sequence carefully. On night 1, the Mafia will eliminate player 3, on night 2, player number 10, and on night 3, player number 6. Mafia members can also use additional signals and tricks which we will discuss in more detail in future video. When the Mafia has made their decision, the host announces the Mafia goes back to sleep and Mafia players put their masks back on. The host announces the sheriff wakes up. The player with the sheriff card removes their mask, acknowledges the host and gets up to 20 seconds to analyze the city and plan their strategy. Then the sheriff goes back to sleep. Finally, the host announces, "Good morning, city." Players remove their masks and the music stops. Each player gets 1 minute to share their thoughts about the game and other players. Players speak in order from 1 to 10, beginning with "Good morning, city," and must finish their speech with "pass." This signals the host that their turn is over. Each player may nominate 1 person for voting by saying, "I nominate number 6, for example, for the vote, while placing thumb up on the table. If everything is done correctly, the host may say "accepted." If the same player is nominated again, the host can say "supported." If the nomination is incorrect, the host will remain silent or say "not accepted." After everyone has spoken, the host announces voting. For example, on the vote we have 5 and 2. The host will say "the vote begins," hands over the table, and repeat twice. On the vote we have players number 5 and 2. When the host calls a player's number, if you believe that they are Mafia, you put your thumbs up on the table as a vote. The host counts the votes and then say "thank you." Votes placed after "thank you" will not be accepted. If hands are lifted before the thank you, you may receive a warning. Pow! Voting rules. You can only vote once and for one player. Abstaining is not allowed. If you don't vote, your vote will go for the last nominated player. The player with the most votes leaves the table. But they have one last minute for say their last word. For example, what they think about all of you, or who they think can be Mafia. If multiple players receive the same number of votes, they enter a car crash tiebreaker round. Each nominant in the car crash has 30 seconds to defend themselves. A second vote follows. If the tie remains, the host can ask the city if both players should leave. If at least half players vote in favor, both players will be eliminated. Important to say that if in the first day just one person is on the vote, this person will not leave the table. After voting, if there was one, the host announces the city sleeps. Players put their masks back on. Starting from night 1, the Mafia no longer wakes up together. Instead, they eliminate civilians based on the Dawn's pre-planned targets from night 0. The host announces the Mafia raises their weapons and moves past house number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. When the host reaches the pre-decided number, in our case it was 3, all Mafia members must shoot at the same time. The host announces, Mafia, put your weapon down. If all Mafia members shoot the same target, the kill is confirmed. If someone shoots twice, targets different players, or doesn't shoot, the host will announce a miss in the morning. The host announces, the Dawn wakes up and searches for the sheriff. The Dawn shows a player number and the host nods for yes, this is the sheriff, or shakes their head for no, this is not the sheriff. After getting the answer, the Dawn goes back to sleep. The host announces, the sheriff wakes up and looking for Mafia. The sheriff shows a player number and the host responds with gestures. Red is civilian and black, this is Mafia. The sheriff memorizes information and goes back to sleep. The host announces, good morning city. Players remove their masks. If a murder occurred, the host will say which player has been eliminated. That player has one last minute to speak before leaving the table. Day and night phases continue until one team wins. Important! Each new round starts with the next player in order. For example, if player 1 started the last round, then player number 2 will start the next one. That's everything you need to know to start playing. Next we will explore the gaming slang and silent communication between players. For now, thank you, pass!